Good morning, everybody.
That is so scary.
Yes, I know. I know. We try something new every day. But I can only be me. I know what happened, though, is that the Jim Ryan Express, I'm sure, got very, very upset because it was very early for the Traffic Demon to be coming out.
Jim Ryan
Even before the Jim Ryan Express did anything positive. See, the Traffic Demon comes out to compliment Jim Ryan, but it doesn't always appear that way because, of course, it's the Traffic Demon. So why would the Traffic Demons be saying something nice? But that's the Traffic Demon's thing. He comes only when occasionally, if Jim Ryan happens to make some kind of mistake, which never happens, then the Traffic Demon starts the fire and makes sure that Jim Ryan knows that he's around. He doesn't talk. See, that's what happens.
Oh, gosh.
So if Jim Ryan coughs or something or does something like that, then the fire comes out. But the Traffic Demon only speaks when he compliments.
Yeah, he only compliments Jim Ryan.
Yes, he's the nice Traffic Demon. He's like Casper the Friendly Ghost.
He is.
Kind of like that.
That is not Casper.
Although Jim is terrified of him. But it works. It works. All right, so, good morning. And hello, Kelly. Hello, KT.
Good morning.
And, yeah, yesterday morning at this time, I was up in Adam. I was up at the regular time and getting ready to be the main speaker at the Police Officer Memorial Prayer Breakfast, which really was an amazing time. I can't believe no one else covered this, which is kind of odd to me.
It's no media coverage, nothing.
I mean, I really did. I mean, I looked in the Post-Dispatch, and I thought people would have cameras there, and
that's what I was going to ask you
I didn't
today.
want to be on TV. I didn't care about the other stations covering me or the Post-Dispatch covering me. I was just the keynote speaker. There were so many other things going on there. You know, and Joe Buck, who has emceed this event for 2 decades almost. I mean, if you go back, Jack Buck, his dad, was the original MC. I got a story to tell about that because it was there were many things coming full circle on that day, yesterday. But even still, you had every law enforcement officer of any stature in any way, shape, or form was there, as well as everybody else. I mean, it was not just for the big wigs, but there were other people who obviously had to be on the street at the time and couldn't attend. But you had all the chiefs there. You had the St. Louis County bagpipe crew, which is just outstanding and amazing. You had Joe Buck. You had Bob McCullough. You had the county executive there. And you had the family of Blake Snyder there. You had the families and, of course, and the widow of Blake Snyder, Elizabeth Snyder, was there. And then you had Officer Mike Flamian there. Then you had Officer Tudor there from Hazelwood, who was still recovering as well. You just had all these people who were part of law enforcement and who are heroes and who are remembering the deaths of police officers, and you would think that would be fertile ground for any news organization.
Yeah, absolutely.
The ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, but you would think that like at the very least, you know, as a reporter, you'd want to be there and maybe follow up with the Snyder. I mean, it's a good story. Follow up with the Snyder family and see how things are going and talk. It's been 6 months and. You know, all these things you could have done, but they didn't. There's nobody there. Didn't get any coverage.
That's crazy.
I don't understand that. I looked in the Post-Dispatch. I thought they'd maybe have some pictures or that kind of thing. There was a very touching moment that I put on Twitter when the Snyder family met up with Officer Flamian and they were talking with him. There's Elizabeth Snyder and you know. they're becoming really great people. The Snyders are in terms of advocating for police and for their defense, and to help them, the injured, and they've become very prominent in that regard, and that's a huge sign of bravery, in my opinion, in terms of them turning things around, because they could have just retreated and not talked to anybody.
Sure.
But but to me, it just was odd. It didn't get 1 ounce of coverage.
That's a story in itself. Why
Yeah.
would the news media not come to a wonderful prayer breakfast like that?
Right. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, they're around whenever there's some kind of problem.
Or tragedy.
Yeah.
Bad tragedy, yeah.
And particularly when it involves a police officer, and they're quick to. It was amazing to me, but I guess not necessarily surprising. So, got a lot to talk about today, including the president's tax plan, which will probably wind up being slightly different than it is right now. But you've got a 15% corporate income tax rate that's being proposed. That's a really good low mark, and I'm glad that he began with that. I'm hoping, knowing the Republicans and Paul Ryan, they'll up it. No doubt about it.